Hi friends, Allie here. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to crochet the Basic Ridge Beanie. This pattern features fun textures using easy crochet stitches. I definitely think this is a beginner-friendly pattern if you know the basic crochet stitches, but even if you don't, I'll show you how to do them. This beanie is made from the bottom up and has a fold-over brim so it's nice and warm. This pattern also includes 8 sizes ranging from newborn to adult large, so you can make one for anyone and everyone. What I like about this design is that it's very neutral, so it's great for all ages, sizes, and genders. If you want to follow along with the free written pattern, you can find it on my blog, theturtletrunk.com, or you can grab the ad-free printable PDF from my Etsy and Ravelry shops. I'll leave links to all the places down below. Now, if you're ready to get started, let's head over to our supply list and our size chart. For this pattern, you'll need medium 4-weight yarn. I'm using Yarn Bee Yarn ID in the color Himalayan Salt. I'll add the yardage for each size on the size chart in the next slide. You'll also need a 5mm or H crochet hook, a yarn needle, and scissors. Again, this pattern includes 8 sizes and there will be written instructions for all sizes on the video. Just take note of the order of the sizes and where yours places. The row and round numbers and stitch numbers will be on the screen in order from smallest to largest. In the first column are the head circumference sizes. The next column is the circumference of the hat itself, which is about 1 to 2 inches smaller than the head. This is because the hat will stretch. Then the hat height, then the approximate yardage per size. If you want to customize your hat size, I'll put instructions on how to do that in the description box down below. Now, if you're ready, let's grab our yarn and hook and let's get making. We're going to start by making the brim of our hat. Feel free to adjust the chain to be any length that you'd like. Just remember this is a fold over brim, so you want to make it double the length you want your folded brim to be. If you don't want a fold over brim, just chain the length that you'd like the brim to be. Start with a slip knot on your hook and make a foundation chain. For sizes newborn and baby 3 to 6 months, chain 8. For the baby size 6 to 12 months, chain 12. For toddler, child, teen, adult small, and adult medium, chain 15, and for adult large, chain 19. There we have our foundation chain. Now for row 1, starting in the second chain from the hook, single crochet. To single crochet, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. Then single crochet into each chain across. At the end of row 1, newborn and baby 3 to 6 months should have 7 stitches. Baby 6 to 12 months should have 11 stitches. Toddler, child, teen, adult small, and adult medium should have 14 stitches, and adult large should have 18 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Now onto row 2, we're going to single crochet into each stitch across, but working in the back loop only. So when you look at the top of a stitch, you'll see 2 loops. The loop closest to you is the front loop, and the one furthest from you is the back loop. So work a single crochet in each stitch across, but working into the back loop only. So insert your hook into that back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook, and repeat all the way across. At the end of the row, your stitch count should remain the same as the previous row. Chain 1 and turn. And now we're just going to repeat row 2 for the remainder of the band. So for the size newborn, repeat until you reach the end of row 36. Baby to 3 to 6 months, repeat until the end of row 40. Baby 6 to 12 months, repeat until the end of row 44. Toddler, row 48. Child, 52. Teen, adult small, 56. Adult medium, 60. And adult large, 64. So just continue repeating row 2, and I'll catch up with you when we reach the last row. I have my band all done and this is what it is looking like. So now we're going to join the two short ends of the band together. I'm going to chain one and then bring the two short ends of the band together like so. And then we are going to join them by slip stitching them together. So we're going to be working into the last row we worked and into the foundation chain from the beginning, working into the corresponding stitches on each side. So bring the two short ends together, insert your hook into the last stitch you worked, and then into the corresponding foundation chain on the other side. Then yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull it through the loop on your hook. Then insert your hook into the next stitch, and in the next foundation chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull it through the loop on your hook, and keep repeating across the band. When you reach the end, it should look like this. Then we're going to chain one and flip the band inside out or right side out. But so the seam that we just made is on the inside. And then we're ready to start the main body of our beanie. And we're going to be working the first round around the top edge of the band. So we're going to work one single crochet into each stitch across. So that's going to be on the edge of each row from the band. So you're going to have the same number of single crochets around that you had rows for your band. So for the newborn size, you should have 36 stitches around. For the baby 3 to 6 months, you'll have 40. For baby 6 to 12 months, you'll have 44. Toddler, 48. Child, 52. Teen adult small, 56. Adult medium, 60. And adult large, 64. So just work a single crochet in the edge of each row. And just try and place your stitches as evenly around as you can. You're either going to be working into the chain one turning chain for each row or into the edge of the last single crochet of that stitch. So just try and place your hook as evenly around as possible. I always like to make sure I'm grabbing onto 2 loops. That makes it so you're not yanking on one single loop, which can make it stretch out a little bit there. So just try and work single crochets as evenly around as you can. When you reach the end, join with a slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet of the round and chain 1. And then our next round, we are going to be working on the wrong side of our hat. So we are going to turn our work so that we are working on the inside of the hat. This is because this next round, the texture that you want to see on the front is actually on the back of the stitch. So we want to work it on the wrong side so that you can see the texture on the right side of the hat. So for our round 2 and our round 2 repeats, we're always going to be working on the wrong side of our hat. So we want to remember to turn our work before and after this round. I'm also going to be working my first stitch into the last stitch of the previous round. You can either work it there or you can work it into the same space that we're joined into. It doesn't matter where you start, just make sure that you have the correct number of stitches around by the end of the round. So we're going to start by working a slip stitch into the first stitch. So yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull that through the loop on your hook. And then in the next stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet. To half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And then we're just going to repeat those 2 stitches all the way around. So slip stitch into the next stitch, then half double crochet into the next stitch. I'm just coming up to the end of round 2. The last stitch of the round should be a half double crochet. Then join with a slip stitch to the first stitch of the round and chain 1. And then we're going to turn our work back. So now we are on the right side or the front side of our beanie. You can see the texture showing here. So it's just that third loop from that half double crochet that's poking out there. Now we're on to round 3. And for round 3, we are just going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around. So again, like we did for that last round, you can either start your first single crochet into the last stitch of the last round or into the same stitch that your chain 1 is joined to there. It doesn't matter where you start, just make sure that you have the right number of stitches around at the end. So for round 3, just work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around. When you reach the end of round 3, join to the top of the first stitch with a slip stitch and chain 1. And then for round 4, again, we're going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around, but this time we're going to work it in the third loop only. So the top 2 loops on a stitch are the front and back loop, and then on the back of a half double crochet, there is a third loop, and it is on the very back of the stitch, not at the top of the stitch. So there you can see it sticking out there. So we're going to work a half double crochet going through that third loop. So yarn over and insert your hook into that third loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And this is going to give us a nice ridge around our beanie, one that's more obvious than if we were to just work in the back loop only. So we're just going to repeat this stitch all the way around for round 4. So half double crochet in the third loop only in each stitch around. When you reach the end of the round, join to the top of the first stitch with a slip stitch and chain 1. And then we're going to repeat rounds 2, 3, and 4. If you are working the newborn size, you are going to work those 3 rounds 2 more times. If you're doing the baby 3 to 6 months, baby 6 to 12 months, or toddler size, you are going to repeat those 3 rounds 3 more times. If you're working the child and teen adult small sizes, you're going to work those 3 rounds 4 more times. And then for the adult medium and adult large, you're going to repeat those 3 rounds 5 more times. So I will go through that 3 round repeat one more time with you. So to repeat round 2, we need to turn our work and then slip stitch in the first stitch, half double crochet into the next stitch, and repeat that around. At the end of the round, join to the top of the first stitch, chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're on to round 6 and we're going to repeat round 3. So just work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around. At the end of round 6, join to the top of the first stitch with a slip stitch and chain 1. And then we're on to round 7 and we're going to be repeating round 4. So just work 1 half double crochet in the third loop only in each stitch around. At the end of round 7, join and chain 1. Then continue to repeat rounds 2 to 4 as many times needed for your size. Then I'll catch back up with you to do our decrease rounds. Once you're done working all of your repeat rounds, we can move on to decreasing the top of our beanie. So all of the sizes are going to have 4 decrease rounds. And for all 4 of these rounds, we're going to be working in the third loop only. So for our next round, we're going to start off by working 1 half double crochet in each of the first 2 stitches And we're going to work those in the third loop only. Then in the next stitch, we are going to work a half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over and insert your hook into the stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Then yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook. So there we just worked a decreased stitch. And then we're going to repeat those 3 stitches all the way around. So work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, then a half double crochet 2 together. At the end of the round, join to the top of the first stitch and chain 1. And then again for our next round, we're going to be working in the third loop only. So half double crochet into the first stitch, then half double crochet 2 together. And we're going to repeat this all the way around. Half double crochet into the next stitch, then half double crochet 2 together. At the end of the round, join and chain 1. Again, the next round, work in the third loop only, and half double crochet 2 together all the way around. At the end of the round, join and chain 1. Now, if you wanted to make your hat a bun beanie or a ponytail beanie, you could leave the top like this, tie off your yarn, and then you can have the hole at the top so you can put your hair through it. If you wanted to make it a regular beanie, we'll work 1 more decrease round to close up the top. So for the last round, again, working in the third loop only, we're going to half double crochet 2 together all the way around again. At the end of the round, join to the top of the first stitch. And then we are all done. So we're going to cut off our yarn, leaving about a 12-inch long tail, long enough that we can weave it through those last stitches. So grab your yarn needle and thread your yarn through. And then we're going to weave this tail end through the last stitches of the last round. Then you can pull on the tail to close up that hole at the top and then secure that with a few knots. Then weave in all of your ends on the inside of the beanie and then you're all done. And there we have our Basic Ridge Beanie. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget you can find this pattern and many more free crochet patterns on my blog, theturtletrunk.com. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.